And hello and welcome to Newsmax Now. I'm John Bachman. The battle over President Trump's war powers takes center stage tonight. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says the House will move forward with a resolution to limit those powers after President Trump's response to Iran's missile attack in Iraq. Quoting Pelosi here, the administration must work with Congress to advance an immediate and effective de-escalatory strategy that prevents further violence. America and the world cannot afford war. Today, members of Congress got a briefing on the attack on Soleimani. Here's North Carolina's Mark Meadows.
I think it leaves little doubt in my mind, and certainly should leave little doubt in any member's mind, that not only did the president make the right call, but that this was a clear and present danger for American interest and American individuals.
Now, remember, Mark Meadows wants to be President Trump's chief of staff someday here, but there were plenty of congressional members not happy about what they heard today. That includes Utah Senator Mike Lee, who called today's briefing, quote, the worst briefing on a military issue I've seen in 9 years. We'll hear from Mike Lee. But also at the White House today, President Trump announced that Iran appears to be, quote, standing down after last night's missile strike on 2 Iraqi bases that house U.S. troops. Trump also said no Americans or Iraqis were harmed in the attack. With more on the president's response in his speech today, here's Newsmax White House correspondent John Gizzi.
Removing Soleimani, we have sent a powerful message to terrorists. If you value your own life, you will not threaten the lives of our people.
With those words, President Donald Trump drew the line in the sand against Iran. Hours after an Iranian airstrike hit an Air Force base in Iraq that was home to U.S. troops, the president came back in almost biblical language of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. He also promised additional punishing sanctions on Iran, along with the sanctions that are already in place. Finally, in what many say was a step too far and unnecessary, Mr. Trump said that the last administration was responsible for the missiles that threatened American lives last night. All told, this is strong medicine. We're going to hear a lot of strong rhetoric from Iran about revenge, and we will certainly hear from people in the Obama administration's Pentagon and White House. Debate has been ratcheted up, just as the combat has been ratcheted up in the Middle East. For Newsmax TV from Washington, D.C., I'm John Gizzi.
And our thanks to Mr. Gizzi there. Earlier today on Newsmax TV's National Report, Republican Senator Rand Paul was asked about President Trump's dig towards the Obama administration during his speech today. Here is Senator Paul on that.
You know, I think in any kind of international altercation between countries, both sides have responsibility for straying away from diplomacy. I'm just thankful that none of our troops were killed in the attack last night. And my hope is that there still will be some room or some movement towards diplomacy.
All right, we're going to talk more about the Iranian response to all this. And joining us right now is Amir Fakhravar, a member of the Iranian National Congress and a chairman of the Senate of the Iranian National Congress. Amir is joining us from Tel Aviv tonight. And of course, we heard Israel threatened in response to what happened to Soleimani here. Amir, what is the mood there in Tel Aviv?
It's a lot of people, they are worried, but at the end of the day, it's look like they know that the big brother is watching for them and is taking care of them. Over here, the government and the people of Israel, they are they feel they do have the best friend they had for a long time at the White House, that they can count on him.
There, we've certainly seen the tight relationship between Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump. But let's talk a little bit more about the Iranian propaganda we've seen peddled. The Iranian state TV peddling false claims that dozens of U.S. troops were killed in that rocket attack. But that did not stop MSNBC and one of their reporters from running with this Iranian state TV report last night. Here is that clip.
This bit I'm not sure about, but Iran state media is claiming that 30 U.S. soldiers have been killed in this attack. Now, this is not confirmed. This is just coming from Iranian media, but we have just stepped over the precipice, Chris. We have entered a very unpredictable time.
Look, I don't want to take anything away from this reporter. You know, he obviously has a lot of experience there. He's in Tehran. Maybe there's certain things he can't say. But Amir, you know, if Iran says they killed 30 people, why would anybody take that as fact and report it? I mean, he did seem to kind of qualify it a little bit. But look, we know the reality here is that no one was killed.
Yes, John. Look, as I mentioned earlier in other program in Newsmax, the case is Iranian regime knows how to manipulate not just the news inside the country, the news outside of the country. They have somehow the control of it. When you can see CNN reporter in Tehran, because we don't have such a thing, free media in Iran. When we have MSNBC reporter in Tehran, that means something is wrong, because regime gave permission to these reporters to report, but what? The thing they wanted. Right. Let's say the news which will be friendly to Supreme Leader and Iranian mullahs.
Well, certainly they want to make sure a friendly image gets out. One more clip we wanted to play for you real quick before we got to go. Really what the reality we believe is we have an Iranian American named Erica Khosrajeh. She talked about the Iranian propaganda machine as well, glorifying Soleimani. Now she has this Facebook video that's gone viral. We thought it was appropriate to play. Take a look.
Since when did we start mourning the death of a terrorist? I mean, seriously, I've had like friends on the left, both Iranian and American, attack me for echoing the rhetoric of my people. The people in Iran are happy.
That just shows you the diversity of opinion that's out there, Amir. But there are more people like this, you say, than those that actually support Soleimani and the regime.
Oh, but it's as I told you, millions of people. We are talking about 96 to 98% of the country who are against the regime, against the mullah. But at the end of the day, that 2% who are supporting the regime, they have a lot of influence. John, I have a question. A couple of days ago, Iraqi parliament voted against American troops staying in Iraq, and because they were not happy that United States killed the mastermind of the international terrorism, Qasem Soleimani. May I ask, where are those parliament members in Iraq when this attack happened last night? It's 2 Iraqi military bases, which the American troops, they are there.
Exactly.
But it's Iraqi military
benefiting
bases.
from the protection of American military. It is really astounding to see the hypocrisy there, Amir. But that's why we have you on here to shed some light on this type of stuff. Great to see you as always, and stay safe in Tel Aviv.
Thank you. Thank you, John.
Already Thursday morning in Tel Aviv.